Hey guys, Thrasher here. Everyone knows you fight better without a shirt on. Today we're talking about one-handed Spirit Bomb Goku. Let's get into it right now. Okay, so Goku is the very first true nuke unit in the game. We'll talk about his abilities here in a second, how they work so that he can nuke an opponent. But keep in mind here, even though it says defense type, he's not a super tanky unit. He's much more balanced. Let's go into his abilities real quick. So his main ability will restore health by 20. That adds to his defense type, slight extra tankiness. And then it draws a special move arts card, which is what he's completely built around. So if we open his Z ability, he increases the strike and blast defense for purple units. He is a reasonably tanky unit. He doesn't have a high health pool, so he needs the blast and strike defense stats. The last thing is his strike damage is increased when he's the last unit alive on the team, which works well because you have to build him up over time so that he can nuke the opponent. So now let's go over to arts and we'll explain exactly how his nuke works. So if we click on arts, the idea behind Spirit Bomb Goku is that you should be using this one-handed Spirit Bomb, this thing right here, multiple times throughout the fight. You will get one as you're playing through the match, and you can also get one from your main ability. Hopefully you'll get extras, but the idea is that you use this green card right here, and as you use this green card, it will increase the next Spirit Bomb that Goku uses, the damage of it. As you can see here, the first time you use it, it'll do 30% more, and then it'll do 70%, 120%. So it's more effective each time you stack those green cards up before you use his Spirit Bomb. And if you stack it to 3, it has an extremely high chance to stun the opponent. Now, here's the thing. If you use a green card with this Goku, you can switch to another unit, and he will keep that green card buff that he gets. So the way that you use this unit is you bring him out, you use the green card. If you need to, use a couple attacks here and there. He's not a big-time damage dealer, but he can do reasonable damage with his blast attack. And then you switch to another unit. You fight with the other units. When you get another green card, you switch back to this Goku. You use the green card to buff him up again. Once you get 3 green cards, you're ready to nuke your opponent. Now, once you have all 3 green cards buffing this guy and you use your Spirit Bomb, he is going to smoke people. He absolutely destroys people with his special move, this one-handed Spirit Bomb. So that's how you set him up. There's nothing crazy about his strike and blast. His strike stat is very poor, so most of his damage is going to come from his blast damage when he's not using his special move. So let's go over to his stats real quick, and he has an extremely low health pool. The reason that he's a defense type is because he can heal himself, and his actual defense stats, so his strike defense and his blast defense are fairly high. So that's what makes him a little bit more tanky. His key restore speed is below average, but that's okay because you won't be using him for sustained fighting. The idea is just to get him in for the green card buildup and for nuking with the blue cards. So you shouldn't normally be fighting with him, so the key restore isn't a huge thing. His critical rate is extremely low, but if you look at my other video on criticals, criticals don't mean anything in this game, so don't worry about that. And then the only other really low stat he has is his strike damage. So don't try to do any strike damage with this character. He has the 3rd lowest strike in the game. And then as you'll notice, he is from episode Sagas from the Movies. So that team is starting to get a little bit stronger, and it's got some pretty good units to it. The problem is it's not super cohesive yet. So we'll see if it keeps moving in that direction, but it is getting quite a few good units in it. With this guy, Broly, you've got Pycon, you've got Turles, lots of units going into it. They just don't fit extremely well together yet. He is very balanced on the cards that he holds. He's got 1 strike and 1 blast, which is a little unfortunate because he doesn't do any strike damage, but that's okay because these 2 cards are going to be used by a different unit, so if it's a more balanced unit, that's fine. Now, as far as what teams he fits on, he works well on a mono purple team, especially because his Z ability buffs purple units. He can work extremely well on an all Saiyan team. He obviously is a Saiyan. He's got the Saiyan tag down here. He buffs up your purple Vegeta if you happen to have him on the team as well, so he can buff that blast damage. And then, like I stated a few seconds ago, he can fit on the Sagas from the Movies team, but that team isn't super cohesive yet, so we'll see where that continues to go. Also, if you can build some type of a team where Captain Ginyu is on the same team as this unit, they synergize extremely well because Captain Ginyu will be generating extra green cards that this unit direly needs. So then the question is, where does he sit in the meta? Right now, he's a unit that you'll see every now and then, but not super often, just because he's a little, I don't want to say gimmicky. The problem is that he has one very specific play style that you're supposed to use him, and it's not super versatile, and the key in PvP right now is being reasonably versatile. So I think he's slightly above middle of the road. He may get better as things go on, but nuke strategies generally just don't work in PvP, especially at the high level, so I think he's probably going to start falling off a little more than he already has and continue to stay middle of the road for a while. And that's really all there is to this unit. If you have any questions about him or how to use him, any other things that you think I missed, make sure to throw them down in the comments. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.